know where the real work of changing kids' lives happens. It happens on the ground, in classrooms and communities, and in those face-to-face, heart-to-heart interactions between our kids and caring educators and counselors like the folks on this stage. But too often in this country, we lose sight of that basic truth. Too often we get caught up thinking that real change only happens through the White House or by passing legislation or signing some big executive order. We think that only the president or first lady can make big national statements or shift culture or impact public debate. And don't get me wrong, all of that is critically important to bringing about change. But one thing Barack has always said, one thing we've both seen throughout our careers, especially during our time in the White House, is that real change doesn't happen from the top down here in Washington. Real change happens from the bottom up in communities across this country, and that is particularly true when it comes to our kids. Think about who our students are exposed to nearly every single day. It's all of you, our counselors and educators. They watch how you dress. They watch how you carry yourselves. They watch how you treat others. And trust me, I know this work isn't easy, especially right now. I know there's a lot of anxiety out there. And there's no denying that our kids, what they see on TV, the kind of behavior being modeled in public life, all of that, yes, impacts their behavior and their character. But at times like this, the work that you are all doing is even more urgent. You all have the power to shape and mold those kids, to inspire them when they feel discouraged, to remind them they belong, that no matter how much money they have or where their families come from, this is their country too. You have that power. You have the power to show our children that they matter, no matter what their race or walk of life or faith. They are all valued for who they are. And no matter how alone or afraid they might feel, they are seen and they are loved. And while it was nice to hold this event in the White House last year, this was never about the White House. It was never about me or Barack. And it's never about the handful of people who happen to be in power at any given time. It always was, always is, always will be about folks like Kirsten and these school counselors and all the people in our communities who wake up every day, educate our kids and run our businesses and protect our streets. It's about our faith leaders and school board members, the parents and neighbors, folks who step up and coach that team, cook that meal, welcome that family into the neighborhood who's been through so much. Folks who model decency and dignity and integrity for our kids every single day. See, that's who we are. That more than anything is what shapes our children, and that's what makes America great.
Our next finalist, Cristina Nunez, school counselor at Paso del Norte School in El Paso, Texas.